Hello students, lecture 34. In this video lecture we will discuss civics chapter 1, that is power sharing. In power sharing, first we will discuss two cases of power sharing, that is power sharing in Belgium and power sharing in Sri Lanka. Geographically, Belgium is a European country sharing borders with France, Netherlands, Luxembourg and Germany. In population and area, it is smaller than Haryana. Linguistic composition of Belgium is 59% people speak Dutch language, and they live in Flemish regions. These are the areas. 40% people speak French and they live in Wallonia region, and remaining 1% people speak German and they live mixed with Flemish and Wallonia regions. On the other side, in capital city Brussels, the linguistic composition is just opposite to that of country. 80% people speak French while 20% people speak Dutch. So it is just opposite to that of country, because in the country majority is of the Dutch speakers and minority is of the German speakers, French speakers, whereas in the capital city the French speakers are 80% and Dutch speakers are 20%. The minority French speaking community was relatively rich and powerful. Minority French speaking community of the country and in the capital city. Now power sharing mechanism in Belgium, or that is the accommodation of power in Belgium. Constitution of Belgium prescribed that Dutch speaking and French speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. Some special provisions were made so that no single community can make decision unilaterally with one on the basis of community support. Second thing about power sharing in Belgium is many powers of central government have been distributed to state governments of the two regions, and state governments then are not subordinate to the central government. Brussels, the capital city, has a separate government in which both the communities have equal representation, that is Dutch speaking and French speaking. Fourth part is French speaking people who are in majority in capital city accepted equal representation as Dutch speaking accepted equal representation in central government. So in central government and capital city government, a balance of power is ensured. Not only this, the central and state, apart from central and state government, there is a third kind of government, that is the community government in Belgium. This government has the power to legislate laws on culture, education and language related matters. When many countries come together to form European Union, so its headquarters were decided to be located in Brussels. So Brussels was chosen as the headquarters of European Union, because the power sharing mechanism was so democratic and peaceful that even all European countries accepted it as their headquarters. Second is the case study of Sri Lanka. Now geographically, Sri Lanka is located to the south, and it is a small south of India and a small island country, just few kilometers offshore in the Indian Ocean. Its population is about 2 crores, that is similar to Haryana, and its population is very diverse on the basis of language, religion and culture. Now ethnic composition of Sri Lanka. The major social groups of Sri Lanka are Sinhala speakers, that is 74%, and Tamil speakers are 18%. Tamil group is divided into two parts: native Tamils of Sri Lanka and migrated Tamils from India. They are called Sri Lankan Tamils and Indian Tamils. Indian Tamils went there during British period as planters for agricultural practice taken by the Britishers. Tamils mainly are concentrated in north and east of country, in north and east of Sri Lanka. Most of Sinhala speakers are Buddhist, while most of Tamils are Hindus, Muslims and Christians. Christians are in both the communities, that is in Sinhala as well as Tamils. There are about 8% Christians in Sri Lanka who are both Sinhalas and Tamils. Now, Sinhala community, being in numerical majority, enjoys all political powers. And this developed a feeling of majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. And so, Sri Lankan government is called majoritarian government. Now, how or what made Sri Lankan government as majoritarian government, not majority, majoritarian government? Sri Lanka emerged independent country in 1948, just 1 year after India's independence. The leaders of Sinhala community got control over government by the power of its number. As a result, democratically elected government adopted a method of majoritarianism and established Sinhala supremacy. They declared that Sinhala community is supreme. In 1956, an act was passed to recognize Sinhala as the only official language, and Tamil language was disregarded. Government of Sri Lanka followed preferential policies that favored Sinhala applicants for university positions and government jobs. All these changes, come one after the other, made Tamils in Sri Lanka feeling alone. Tamils also felt that the new government policies denied them equal rights and discriminated against them getting jobs and other opportunities, ignored their interest. As a result, relations between Sinhalas and Tamil communities spoiled forever. Now, what it resulted in? The result of this majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan Tamils launched separate political parties and struggled for recognition of Tamil as an official language and equality of opportunity in getting jobs, admissions in educational institutions, but continuously their demands were denied. So by 1980s, Tamil formed many political organizations and demanded separate state as Tamil Ilam. The areas where Tamils are living, that should be made a separate state with the name Tamil Ilam, and that is in the north and eastern part of Sri Lanka. These are the mainly dominated areas by Tamils. So an atmosphere of disbelief between two communities turned a deep conflict, and it finally turned into a civil war. As a result, thousands of people of both communities have been killed. Many families were forced to leave the country as refugees, and many more lost their livelihood. Sri Lanka had a sound record of economy, but the civil war in the country caused a fearful end to the social, cultural and economic life. It caused a deep thrashback to economic life in the country. And finally, the civil war ended in 2009. But The distrust and an atmosphere of doubt and confusion is still going on in Sri Lanka, and the governments are unstable. So this is what is the result of no power sharing. So we can say about these two case studies that in Belgium power was shared in communities equally, irrespective of their language, region, religion or so. But in case of Sri Lanka, power remained in one hand, in one community's hand. So no power sharing. So the end result of no power sharing, civil war in the country. And end result of power sharing, country's capital city was chosen as headquarter by European Union. That's all from this. Keep on watching. Thank you very much.